So I love microphones, and I also love saving money. So when it comes to this time of year, Black Friday, where there are certainly deals to be had, I really can't help myself but to keep an eye on the equipment and gear that, I've bookmarked as something that I'm interested in. And then if and when it goes on sale, snatching it up. And that's exactly what I did this year with this Amazon package. And so let's do a quick unboxing. You already know what it is. It's the Sony ECM-W2BT wireless microphone. And let's unbox it, set it up with our ZV-E10, and do a quick little first impression sound test. So if you've seen some of my other videos, you know I am on a quest to find the perfect microphone for my Sony ZV-E10, and you might be too. So let's just get right into this. And here we go, the Sony ECM-W2BT microphone. Yeah, that's a mouthful. So I was fortunate enough to snag this in a pre-Black Friday sale for this much. I'll leave a link down in the description below. The price may or may not fluctuate over this weekend on Black Friday and or Cyber Monday, so keep checking that periodically because you could also get a deal just like this. All right, so let's just crack it right open. So in the box, we got some paperwork and instructions. We have the wind muff, male-to-male TRS cable. We have a micro USB cable. And we have this pouch, which has our transmitter and receiver connected together. So a couple things that I like about this design right off the bat. If you have a Sony camera like me and the ZV-E10, it works with the multi-interface hot shoe, which means you can slot it right into the top of your camera and it will capture digital audio without having to run any cable. So you don't need this 3.5 millimeter cable. That would be for something like an analog output to another camera for a different brand that doesn't support, or a Sony camera that doesn't support the MI interface. So in our case, the Sony ZV-E10 supports that. And so we should be able to slide this right onto there, turning it into digital mode. So let's just try these out. Yeah. We'll set it up together and I'll show you exactly how I do it right out of the box. So first, we slot the receiver right into the MI shoe of the Sony camera. We'll turn this on. We'll also turn this to digital. And I want to make sure that this right now is set to mic, so the microphone transmits to the receiver. On the mic input, we will just flip it right to on. And from the factory, it comes set at -10 dB. And so we'll leave it at that. And then as we can see, it's immediately picking up my audio signal on the meter right here. So I think one of the downfalls of the system is that when you go into your menu settings, you cannot set your audio record level because through the MI shoe, it is detecting just a straight up digital signal, apparently. But we can see that the signal is pretty strong and healthy, even at -10 dB attenuation. What's kind of cool about this receiver is that it has a dual function. It also has a built-in microphone on the back of the receiver. So if you were conducting like an interview, and you can set that to the receiver setting, and then talk directly into the back of the receiver. And then there's also a mix mode, which allows for both to be mixed together. Okay, so let's see how this actually sounds. Okay, so here I'm in my studio, which is an acoustically treated space, and you are listening to the audio from the Sony ECM-W2BT transmitter going into the receiver of my Sony ZV-E10. And this is what that audio sounds like by comparison. One We'll also do a range test and we'll see what that sounds like too. And I'll see how far this actually transmits. But what I'm loving about this is that there's no external cabling going from the receiver into the camera. And so it's a really seamless, slick way to have your vlogging setup. I haven't heard any of this audio and I'm not going to do any post-processing on this. So you're hearing it exactly as it's come straight out of the box, right into my camera with virtually no setup. So let's go outside and do an audio test. I will use the wind muff because it's a rainy, kind of cold day. And what I really like about this, it's a super simple design. The wind muff here, Dead Cat, has a dummy 3.5 millimeter jack that fits right into the port on the transmitter, and then a plastic ring that fits around the top perimeter of the transmitter. And so there's no twisting, there's no like slotting in or sliding in, it's just a quick insert, and then it's a pretty secure, tight connection. Okay, but before we do that, let's do a quick audio test of the receiver microphone while I set up my shot here. Before we head outside. So this is me recording audio from the back of the receiver only. And then when I go outside, I'll switch this to just the transmitter. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'll see you out there in 2 seconds. Okay, so now we are in my backyard at the edge of my property. We are about 150 feet away from my house, and my Sony ZV-E10 is on the 2nd floor. So I would say we're approximately 160 to 175 feet away from the camera right now. And this is what the audio sounds like being outside. I do have the attenuation down to -10 dB, and the wind muff is on the transmitter. And so, buddy, this is what it's like. What do you think, huh? Yeah, you're wondering exactly who I'm talking to. I know. All right, let's come back inside and wrap up with some final thoughts on this microphone. Here we go. Wait. This way, bud. This way. Let's go. Okay, we're back upstairs in my studio. So what do I think about this, the Sony ZV-E10 with this Sony ECM-W2BT wireless mic setup? Well, I had a chance to quickly listen to the audio just briefly, and for my initial impressions, I think it sounds pretty good, given what it is, right? An affordable wireless mic Bluetooth setup that doesn't require any extra cables to run from your receiver to your camera. And remember, it's designed for the content creators who may not have an extensive audio background. And so being able to take it right out of the box, putting it right into the hot shoe of your Sony ZV-E10, turning it on, and then being able to record high quality audio almost immediately with virtually no setup, yeah, that's super appealing. And so I'll put it through some more tests and comparisons based on the myriad of other microphones that I have, waiting to undergo the same kind of testing that I did in my initial video. But yeah, so far I think it's super great. Like I said, I scored it for a really good deal at $119 on Black Friday. So hopefully if you're watching this, you'll be able to score a deal like that this year. You can check out the link in the description below to see exactly what the prices are at any given moment. And yeah, even if it was priced at its regular price, which I think is manufacturer retail price of $229, I still think it's a good deal for those of you who may be intimidated with setting up your own audio. And so those are my thoughts on the Sony ZV-E10 and the ECM-W2BT. If you have some input on your experience with them, let us all know in the comments below, and we'll talk again real soon.